When we were growing up, we called Peachtree City the bubble because it's kind of like its own world. It's pretty sheltered and just quiet, easy life. Peachtree City probably prides itself on golf carts. That's what everybody knows Peachtree City for. Whenever I say, oh, I'm from Peachtree City, Fayetteville area, and they're like, oh, the golf carts. Look at, there's all these golf carts right here. This is hilarious. Like I was saying, golf cart central down here, Peachtree City, Georgia. What's Southern about me? Growing up in high school, we would come to this Chick-fil-A and we would chill before going to class. So we're gonna take you through my old Chick-fil-A stomping ground. So can I get combo number 1?
Okay.
With a Coke, 0 sugar, please.
Okay. Any sauces for you today?
Lots of ketchup.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Have a
Bye.
blessed day.
My pleasure. That's their thing. Feel good. Back in the South. Back to where it all began. I was 4 at my first soccer team up at soccer. The funniest part is that this is exactly how it looked. I was decent, like I could hold my own because I think I just had that gritty tenacity about me and I just wanted to win.
Kelley would compete on just about anything. It was academics, eating corn on the cob. All right, we're going to the store. Who's in the car first?
Yeah.
Kelley. Anything that she could win.
Or I could try to win. I wasn't like the breakout star from a young age. It was something I had to grow into and I had to realize like, do I really want to do this? And then put in the time to become good because I wasn't that good.
There were a number of girls that were very...
Much more technical than I was.
Yes,
Just
and I
better
thought if you had to pick
soccer
somebody, that child would have been going to where you went.
Like, Kelley's over here. That one.
Tana.
Yes.
Tana case in point.
I was always trying to be like as good as Tana. Tana was the best growing up. Yeah, for sure. You ran the midfield. You were like captain of our team. You were like sick at soccer and we're always like way more technical than I was. And so I was just trying to get on your level.
Early on, Kelley, I wouldn't say she was one of the best players. You could always see, though, that she was a gamer. She was a kid that was going to be different than anybody else. She just had this uncanny ability to just win her battles and duels. And because of that, she always had an edge over a lot of players.
There was this one time in high school soccer.
Okay, we don't.
Where Kelley got a red card.
That's the only straight red I've ever gotten in life. Let me be clear.
Wow, fun fact.
Yes, exactly.
Because she kind of kicked this girl in the head.
I didn't kick her.
I mean,
I like grazed her head with my cleats.
grazed.
Because she was holding on to my cleats. So I was like, your head is near my cleats. My cleat is now going to graze your head. The hyper-competitiveness as a kid definitely got me into trouble, but I think the way that I handled it as a kid has taught me a lot. It's the reason that I've been able to be so successful later on in life because I've always had that desire and that drive and that emotional pull towards winning.
Age 11 or 12, she almost gave up. Kids hate you there.
You didn't want to go to tryouts.
No.
And
I was
you're kind of bad mood about it.
I probably was.
But all your best friends are on the team, and so I just suggested,
To
why
go
don't you
to it.
just go?
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do it anymore, you don't do it anymore. But just go and see what you think.
She just wasn't like crazy about
Soccer.
Or you were though. That was the thing, is that you were obsessed with it.
But I played it like I wasn't.
yeah, she always just was like, yeah, I don't care.
Because I wasn't sure if I would ever be the best, and so I kind of downplayed it. I wasn't as good as I wanted to be, and I feel like that weighed into me wanting to quit. And I think it was also just like, maybe I had reached a point in my life when I was like, you know, I'm so competitive, it's really stressful.
At 12.
At times, I would guard myself because I didn't want to be let down. But when I actually allowed myself to go for something that I really wanted and put in the focus and the time and the effort, I typically got what I was going after.
I first met Kelley here in Fayetteville, actually on this field, when she was an under 12 kid. Her ability to compete and just her knack, I couldn't even compare it to any other player that I'd seen.
Brian Moore was my club coach. He was the coach that I think really stoked the fire within me because he knew how to press my buttons to get me to be the best that I could be.
He did.
Go to the review at the end of the season, and it's a typical review that the coach does with the player,
There's about
with the
14,
parents
15.
Yeah,
there.
it was like us three.
Brian goes through his his list of technical skills that he reviews at the end of each year.
She was really, really high on the psychological side. Physical components were off the chart, her athleticism. I could sense that she was just kind of listening, but she wasn't really engaged. And I just said, Kelley, I think you have a future.
He says, Kelley, you can take soccer as far as you want. If you want to be in the Olympics, if you want to be in the World Cup, you can be in the World Cup. And I'm standing in the back of the room thinking, Brian, we're going to be coming back next year. You don't have to sell us. She'll be back.
She kind of looked at me like, really? It was kind of confusing. I don't think she realized that she had that talent. I certainly don't think her parents did.
I must have rolled my eyes or said, giving him the, what are you talking about?
Don't feed my daughter lies.
But he was right. Yeah. He was spot on. I didn't see it, but he did.
I felt like she needed to know that before she decided to go another direction, she needed to realize that she has something that other players can't have. She's been given something by God, and that she has an opportunity to fulfill it if she wants.
Brian was definitely the coach I needed, but I didn't know that at the time. If I wouldn't have had him in my journey and in my career, I definitely wouldn't have gotten to where I am today. He molded me at a very young age to believe in myself, but then also expect the absolute best from myself.
Kelley was on the Georgia ODP team. ODP stood for Olympic Development Program. It was a team for the elite girls in the state at a particular age group, and every summer the teams from across the region would go to Montvalo, Alabama, and compete in the region. And at the end of the week, everybody thought she's going to be named to the team for sure. Well, the Friday that the camp ended, she wanted to stay over the night because she wanted to see her name on the list for the region team. Woke up the next morning, the list comes out, she checks the list, and her name is not on the list. She was devastated. Crushed.
I couldn't believe it. But that was the moment when I was like, soccer is what I want to do, and I'm going to give everything I have to this sport, and I'm not going to feel this way again.
I remember the day that the list came out. I called the staff from the regional team, and I just said, I think you guys blank and missed it. And I said, I don't understand what you're looking for, but at the end of the day, she's going to prove everybody wrong.
I think rejection is the best way to take steps forward, because you when you are rejected, you basically have to evaluate why, and then figure out, do I want it that badly to do all the things I need to do to get to where I need to be? That rejection shaped me big time in my career.
I don't think you would have reached the heights that you've reached without that rejection.
Absolutely. We are on our way to Partners Pizza now. We're meeting my sister there. All right, we're here. Partners 2 Pizza, baby. Growing up, people will ask, how are you the person you are today? And I think it's absolutely from my siblings, from Aaron and Jerry. And always having a friend, a competitor, and just somebody to either have my back or to be fighting with. That's basically, I feel like.
You had all angles covered.
Yeah. Aaron was for sure the coolest, and I wanted to be cool and popular like you.
She had a picture in her room, and I guess the quote something like, the definition of a champion is somebody hunched over, dripping in sweat when no one else is watching. It was a testament to how you put in the time and the work to shape your career. You weren't doing it for the glory. Like, you actually enjoyed going out and putting in the extra miles, the extra hours, and I think that's why you ended up being so well, because it's like that fraction of a point that makes an athlete like a champion.
I don't know. I think you said it best, Kelley, where you thought about things and you almost willed yourself and you wanted it, and it was your dream.
Oh, I fully believe in manifestation mindset. I just think if you believe in something and you think about it enough and you manifest it in your mind, it has the potential to come through. And I feel like I've done that a lot through my journey.
One of my favorite pictures in the world is standing in Wembley Stadium when the national anthem's being played and watching the team down there as the flag goes up and hearing the national anthem. And I turned to my...
And poor Dad just
and I
lost
turned to Karen, I started bawling my eyes out.
Like a baby.
Like a baby, and buried my head in her neck.
Oh, guys. Love
I don't know if I've ever heard that. There are few joys, and the joy of watching your child be born is one of them, and that is right up there with it. To stand in one of the cathedrals of the game, Wembley Stadium, and watch the national anthem be played, the flags being raised, and your daughter's on the team that just won the gold medal in the Summer Olympic Games in London. It was phenomenal. I'll never forget it.
I won't either.